Did you know that a single financial shock could send the entire US economy into a tailspin? One wrong move, one global event, or one market failure could push America into a crisis deeper than 2008. What's coming next is even more shocking than you can imagine. I'm about to show you how the US economy is standing on the edge of a cliff and why the next financial meltdown is closer than you think. Have you heard anywhere in the news that the Federal Reserve is quietly losing control of the economy? That inflation is still eating away at your savings while interest rates are choking businesses. The financial bubble the US has built is about to burst, and when it does, it will be far worse than most people expect. What's happening right now isn't just a recession warning, it's a total economic breakdown in the making. Let's break this down. The US government has been playing a dangerous game for years. The national debt just crossed $34 trillion, and Washington is spending money like there's no tomorrow. Meanwhile, rising bond yields and skyrocketing interest rates mean the government is now paying more on interest than it spends on national defense. That's right, the US is struggling to pay the debt it created, and we're reaching a point where it becomes unsustainable. But it doesn't stop there. The Federal Reserve's reckless rate hikes have caused the worst banking crisis since 2008. Over 700 US banks are now sitting on trillions of dollars in unrealized losses, and some of the biggest names in finance are on the verge of collapse. If another bank run starts, the domino effect will be unstoppable. The situation with real estate is just as grim. Commercial real estate is crumbling, with vacancy rates in major US cities hitting record highs. Landlords are defaulting on billions in loans, and major cities are turning into financial ghost towns. The housing market isn't safe either. Mortgage rates have shot past 7%, pricing millions of Americans out of homeownership. Foreclosures are on the rise, and home prices could crash under the weight of economic pressure. Then there's the stock market. It's a house of cards propped up by artificial optimism and speculation. The US stock market is more overvalued than it was before the dot-com bubble burst, and insiders on Wall Street are already preparing for a major correction. Tech giants have been fueling the illusion of growth, but layoffs are spreading across the industry, and corporate bankruptcies are piling up. And let's talk about de-dollarization. The world is rapidly moving away from the US dollar as the dominant currency. China, Russia, and even US allies are reducing their reliance on the dollar, shifting to alternative trade agreements. The more the dollar weakens, the closer we get to an economic disaster where the US can no longer print its way out of trouble. We need to talk about jobs, too. Despite what mainstream media tells you, the real job market is a disaster. The majority of new jobs are low-wage, part-time, or government-funded. Meanwhile, major companies are cutting costs, automating jobs, and replacing workers with AI. The so-called strong labor market is just a mirage. So what happens next? The US is heading toward an economic storm where high debt, rising interest rates, collapsing banks, and failing real estate all collide at once. We're looking at the potential for a major recession, a banking collapse, and a stock market crash all hitting simultaneously. If Washington and the Federal Reserve can't stop the bleeding, we're facing an era of stagflation, soaring unemployment, and a standard of living crisis that will shake America to its core. The warning signs are everywhere, but most people aren't paying attention. That's why you need to be ahead of the curve. The time to prepare is now. Gold, silver, alternative assets, and strategic investments will be key to surviving the next phase of this crisis. This isn't fear-mongering. This is reality. The economy is breaking down, and most people won't realize it until it's too late. Stay informed, stay prepared, and don't let yourself be caught off guard. If you found this breakdown helpful, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for more deep dives into the biggest economic and financial events shaping our world. Things are getting serious, but don't worry, I've got you covered. Thanks for watching.